Welcome back to Market on Close. It's bringing Alan Nutmeg joining us from Agora Financial to do some trading and talk about this market that is largely positive. But Alan, let's start with the catch here. I know you're a positive guy. You're going to have a positive trade for us here. But first, I want to go to crude because this has been weighing on the market throughout the day. It looked like stocks were going to break earlier, but oil has had the first big down day now in a while. Should we make anything of this?
It's a little bit of profit taking. We want to see how it reacts to the next few sessions. A little bit of noise out of Russia about making a deal here. But it's one of the three amigos. If you look at the markets, you can see the stability in oil. Oil's up 300% off their lows. Gold's been go, 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 obviously, more than 5-year highs, I think 7-year highs. And stocks have had an amazing comeback. So it's all about, asset reflation here and this chase for yield. Where's money going to go? It's all about money flow, and money is flowing back into crude oil once again. After we had that capitulation, that complete shakeout, it's been straight up since that. And you can see, if you look at the charts, 40 looks like the next target level is where the breakdown occurred when this all began.
Okay, so crude is at a nice pop, and now we are basically back to kind of where it really started falling apart. It seems to me, Alan, this kind of fits in with another discussion we're having today, which is about this rotation trade. It's good, great, that people feel more comfortable about the economy. But to me, it also signals that maybe there's a little choppier waters ahead, because if we're going to buy the companies that depend on the economy and buy the assets like crude that depend on the economy, well, you got to have the economy.
Right. But I think it becomes back to simple risk reward, or reward to risk, depends on how you want to look at it. If you look at all the oil stocks and all the oil services stocks, they have almost the exact same chart pattern where they based out and they finally broke into the upside of this, 2-month range here. So I still see some more upside. You look at all of these, Schlumberger, Oxy, NOV. I mean, they've all had amazing, bottoming formations and nice moves to the upside. So I'm a price guy. I'm a chart guy, and you've got to go with this momentum, just like the market itself. To try and pick the top or the turn is disastrous. I'm just trying not to be stupid and sell strength and buy the stocks and the sectors that maybe haven't participated yet. If you look, so many charts that have the exact same bottoming pattern right now. I mean, it's scary in one way, but in another way, it means they could all just, bounce back very significantly.
Yeah. Okay. Alan, let's talk tech. Let's talk a stock that you're watching today, MICRON, with a serious move in this session, up 7.3% now, single-handedly pulling the semiconductors higher. What are you looking at? I mean, I know that you're a technical guy, so the fundamental story here is they gave a big upgrade on their outlook, and markets are pretty fervently going after it.
Yeah, I couldn't see that coming. So I was strictly a technical guy. This has been trading between 40 and 50 for a number of weeks now. So 45 is an important midpoint to work around. And I'm an options trader. So I was looking at some options at that 40 strike. I sent you that note before we had that turnaround. I wasn't even aware till recently. Someone sent me a little note here that we've got a big bounce in MU. Now, MU as a stock, again, back to the risk reward, MU was coming in today is down about 10% in 2020 compared to the NDX, which is up 10% and which is up 40% off its lows. So it's just a little bit of a snapback value compared to the rest of the tech sector, which has gotten a little bit hot, obviously, here in the last couple of weeks.
Okay. So you've gotten a tech sector that's starting to downdraft a little bit. That's opposite the move for Micron. Do you like that, Alan? Do you feel comfortable in a single stock that's going against the grain?
Absolutely. Again, the way that I position is I buy in-the-money call options that have a lot of intrinsic value. So the time value component is very, very small. So if it stays the same, the option breaks even or very close to the break even. If there is a modest move in the stock, if the stock gets up above this 50 level, that target 60, even the midpoint of that, 55, this option will double in value. So it's about risk reward. It's about, taking advantage of options and probability and understanding that you get, big gains in the right option that's deep in the money if there's just a modest move in the underlying stock. So, can't fight the trend in tech. Tech just yesterday was 1.5% away from a full V recovery coming all the way back to those highs. So, again, just don't fight the power. I can't explain why this is happening, but it is, and money flow is continuing to go into stocks and especially into tech stocks.
Yeah. All right. And you're looking at the $40 calls. So you're doing this strategy that you've been using a lot lately, buying in the money calls.
Yep. Stock substitution.
Doing it in, stock substitution. And then looking to get out of this win. Do you have a target in mind?
Well, my target is to manage it based upon the price action. I want to see how it reacts when it gets to this top of 50. If it pushes through there, then I'd be looking at 60. And I'll typically take profits of my options on half my positions if I get a 50% gain and keep the other half for a potential 100% gain. Again, you don't need that significant of a move. You need maybe a 5% move to get that 50%, maybe a 10% move in the underlying stock, which in something like Micron happens regularly. Now, the July options have almost 6 weeks of time, so I'm going to monitor this, but let's see how it reacts when it makes new relative highs. And again, let's see how the markets react as they continue to make new highs. Now, one thing that I'm going to put the brakes on a little bit is that we haven't seen new lows in the VIX, even though the S&P is making new highs. So that's got my attention. We've come a long way, but I'm very comfortable with this MU position with some time, being in the money, and the fact that it hasn't rallied just yet.
Okay, nice setup here for us because we're going to talk volatility up next. Alan Nuckman, appreciate the trade here on Micron. Big move in the shares today in a session where NVIDIA is down and some of the other chips are lagging. VIX